Hey everyone, I'm Casey Martin, and this is going to be my first 2021 Shopisode update, whatever you want to call it. I've got a ton of things going on. I recently made the video on my horizontal pressure pot. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But tons of new things in the shop. Really excited to be making videos very frequently again. Time has finally freed up for me. Things have finally gotten a lot more manageable, so really looking forward to that, and let's dive right in. Tons of fun stuff. So probably one of the biggest announcements I wanted to make on this video, and there's gonna be a lot more stuff to come when the new business goes live, but what I'm going to be starting is a mica powder business. I'm super excited for it. It's gonna be called Wine Country Micas, hence the play on the past name. I'm super excited. I have some samples that I've been testing and I can show you all them. And I'm gonna be getting everything ready to go in the next several weeks. I've got the website name, I've got the logo in the works. As I said, I've been doing testing, and I'm really excited to have something that, as a resin caster myself, and all of you, or maybe not all of you, but most of you that watch this channel and follow along with me and do a lot of the same things in our hobby, our resin casters can use something like really high quality and fun and cool together. So let's look at some of the samples. I'm super excited, and I'll of course keep you all updated when it all goes live, and should be really cool. So here are several of the colors that I've tested so far. I started pouring them and or I guess not even pouring them, just leaving them in cups that I was mixing in. But then I figured I might as well pour them into actual pen blank molds so that I can get like a little bit of a longer length of things. And I'm really happy how they turned out. So like for instance, this one is interference green, and it's always hard to show these things on camera, but you can tell it's like white with hints of green when the light hits it just right. And probably the line I'm gonna be the most excited about is this type of color shifting interference style, but in larger flake sizes. So they're still small, but you can see, and it's hard to show on camera, I'm trying my best, but some of the color shifting flakes are larger than normal. And so I really like this. Like this is a purplish red, and just really cool. This would be something that I wish I cast in a longer blank that I could have seen more. But what's also really exciting is these two are both glow in the dark. This one, of course, obviously has its own color and then emits that same color. This one is white, as you can see, but then emits green. And I'm gonna have some that emit blue and a few other colors of this. And, just a bunch of really cool colors. Like I love this blue. I love this blue. Not sure how I feel about this like gold, because I like this gold way better. Not sure how I feel about like, this is technically a interference color too, like an interference purplish red. And a good example of why I'm glad I'm like testing a bunch of these out, because like this one's way cooler in my opinion. So really excited to get all of these. Like I said, I'm going to be doing tons more testing. Gonna have a ton of different options for these, and the glow in the dark options. Ton of different like chameleon, color shifting, interference, whatever you want to call them, line of colors like this one, because I just fallen in love with this. I wish you all could see it in person, just the way the light hits it. It's really cool. But yeah, I'll show you guys these glowing in the dark, and really excited to get this going. Definitely let me know what you all think about some colors that I should add. I'm thinking some, standard rainbow colors, of course, but, let me know what you guys think. I'm super excited to do it all together, like through the journey together. Should be fun. And real quick, here are those two glowing. They are so bright. This one's so bright it makes this one looks like it's barely even glowing, but I really like how this one has its own color and then also glows the same color, whereas this one is white, as we saw, and then it glows a color. So I'm gonna get one like this, and then one that's also white but glows blue, and get a few other colors of this. So those should be pretty cool too. So one of the first things you may have noticed off the bat is this really cool sign behind me. So my mom and my wife had a fantastic idea of a Christmas/birthday present. My birthday is New Year's Eve, so they kind of go hand in hand. And they had my logo completely revamped. If anyone's familiar with it, the old one really didn't have any color. I still really liked it, and they did too, and they knew that. And so they took the same logo for the most part and just revamped it, and they made this cool sign for me that I can look at whenever I'm casting. So yeah, pretty cool. So as I mentioned, I made a video on how I set up this pressure pot horizontally. It really comes down to using the feet. Super simple. Go check out that video if you're interested, but a lot of cool things to cover, so we'll move on from that. So since my last update video, I got all of my tools delivered, which includes, of course, all of these pressure pots, and then all of my 5-gallon pressure pots as well. I had 2 here, actually I believe maybe, yes, 2 here that I was casting with, and I had another 2 in storage. So super nice to have all of these and all of these as well. It's definitely overkill a lot of the times, but because time is such a precious commodity for me right now, it's really nice having so many that, you know, I can work for like 2 or 3 hours and get them all full. And easily by the time I'm filling up, you know, one of the last ones or the second to last, the first one or second one even sometimes are ready to be emptied. And so, you know, I can get tons and tons of blanks. You know, I can get like 14 pen blanks in each one of these, and then even more, I can fit 3 stacks of pen blanks in these. So anyway, it's just really, really nice having these back. I made a video a long time ago on how I personally think is the best way of locking in Harbor Freight style pressure pots. This way, when you clamp down, you can not move the pressure pot. And if you did need to take it out for whatever reason, you can still lift it up. So go check out that video if you're interested in, but you can probably just tell by looking at it what I did. And yeah, so I'll move on to what's, in my opinion, really, really exciting. It's still kind of a mess. You can see my dust collectors right there because a lot of this stuff has been in progress. This room, we are trying to lock off, if you will, from everywhere else so that no dust gets in here. We were using this blanket, and we started using this thing, which I'm not exactly sure what it is, but my mom thought it would work well. And so I've got my bandsaw here. What's pretty cool is I had to order some new blades from Timberwolf because I bought a riser block, and my dad and I set this up, and I also bought some Carter bandsaw guides. So really, really happy with how these are working out. They're so nice. I just had a 1/2-inch blade here, so it's really not taking full advantage of these dual bearings. And I think the ones I ordered as well are 1/2-inch just because I know they cut really, really good, but I'm excited to try some 3/4-inch ones and test out how nice these double ball bearings are. But I'm really, really excited to be able to finally cut 12 inches or so. I think it's 12 because previously it was 6. And cut a lot of the big pieces of burl I have without using a chainsaw because it is just so heartbreaking having the chainsaw kerf take away the precious burl. So as I said, super messy in here. I have to put this guy up on the table saw after I'm done cutting so that I can blow some of the air filtration out there. And like I said, an absolute mess because we haven't set up the dust collection yet. But our plan is to set it up right here, have it mounted on the wall right there, and then probably put some ducting along the walls that will come down here to the bandsaw and then also the table saw as well. We also brought my drum sander out of storage. I'm not sure actually how much use I'm gonna get out of this. Now that I have my bandsaw, I may start making the stabilized knife scales again. That's where this thing was an absolute champ to have and so nice. But yeah, that's this new little tool room. Been using the shop vac in the meantime, which has kind of worked okay, but it's not the best. Of course, better than nothing. But yeah, moving on from this area. So a project I'm super excited to make, as you can probably just tell by the way it's spread out, is I'm going to be making, actually not a table, but a resin river style desk. So I've been working from home for my company, KPMG, spending a lot of time at my desk, and it's a very simple wood one that I made a long time ago, and I was thinking, hey, spending so much time here, I might as well make it really, really cool. So I was trying to I got all this wood burl from OregonBurls.com if anyone's interested, and they sell these cuts that are in mind of, they call them like river table cuts. And so like, for instance, this one and that one were cut the same, like from the same piece. Same with that, and then I'm sure you can tell that one and that one. And I was thinking the style would be pretty cool because it's a little unconventional in the normal river style where you've just got one big long piece of burl there and here. And I was thinking, you know, kind of having these end pieces and kind of split up would be really cool. Now, the one thing I would really like to do, because this is a big table, you can see the tape measure, it's 6 feet long and 3 feet deep. And I said table, but I mean desk, as we know. And so what I'd really like to do is in the center here, I would like to cut a piece of burl. I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to go through my, my stash and see if I have a piece, because it would be kind of hard to find a piece that would be completely live edge, you know, like circular, or basically just have no straight edges. Because what's nice about this one is, you know, it's got one straight edge here, and then it's all live edge. Same with that one, which is why I thought they would be good end pieces. And then these, you know, have a long straight edge, and that's what I was thinking they'd be good sides. Because if I could find one that could go here, it'd be super cool. I'd have like a little island in the middle. But even if not, I'm really excited to make these. I'm gonna be using Alumilite Deep Pour. And so I'm really excited for that, but I'm also really excited to see how this wood is gonna turn out, because it just, I can already tell, is gonna be really, really nice. It's super highly figured and really excited. So that should be a fun project. Absolutely gonna be making a video on it. And yeah, that project should be fun. So any of you who have been around following the channel for a really, really long time, or even not a long time, and have wondered, where did the wine country name come from? Well, where I'm at right now is my parents' house that I grew up in, which is in Sonoma County, which is right by Napa County, so in California. And if you're not familiar with those areas, you can Google them, and they're kind of known as some of the more famous wine country areas in the world. Now, my dad, he builds and designs wineries. Him and my mom have an engineering firm where they build wineries. And so they, you know, have, of course, became friends with their clients and stuff like that. And my dad made some wine about, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago now. It was when I was pretty young. I was probably like, you know, 10 or something like that. And basically what ended up happening was it was really good, but they didn't drink it. And there's actually still some wine in here that has just sat for a really long time. And red wine will normally seep into barrel staves no matter what. But what ended up happening was this was even more so. And so when I started making pens, I was thinking, what is something that I can, you know, do that relates to the wine country and, you know, would be cheap. And so we figured we'll empty one of these wine barrels. And at the time we actually just had some already empty ones that actually did get drank. And so basically, you know, took apart those barrels, cut them all up into pen blanks, started making pens. And then, as we all know, you know, started getting into grapevine, learned that resin was really the only way to make it work, and the rest is history. But I thought this would be pretty fun to share. You know, these are basically the whole inspiration behind how I got into turning and the whole wine country theme. I thought it'd be a fun story to share. So the last little update I want to talk about are these molds that you can find on Turner's Warehouse. They're called Maker Select, I believe. I was sent these by the actual maker himself to test them out. And man, not only am I grateful for him sending them, I am so impressed with this design. And I'll kind of go through it. So this is a block mold, and I definitely want to buy a bunch more of these, because what I've been using in the past are these silicone ones. And as you can see, as I hold it, even though they're awesome and I love them, they're very flimsy, right? And we know, or at least any of you similar to me that have used HPE, like these are so firm. You know, they're rock solid. They're not gonna move. The corners are going to be nice and square, and you know the edges are going to be nice and square and all of that. And so he sent me some of those, and some of these like open cavity ones, and then also some of these pen blank ones. And going back to the design, the way they work, as you can tell, there's no screws or anything like that, is there are these plugs that go into the bottom. And when you need to demold it, you take it out, and since all of us, or at least most of us, use pressure pots anyway and have compressed air, you just blow the compressed air right through the hole and it just pops out. And super, super cool. I love these things, and they're a way that fulfill the criteria that I always wanted, where I'm not unscrewing anything. It's just super easy to take out, right? And super fast and efficient. But unlike these, are nice and sturdy, and I don't have to worry about, you know, the corners caving in or anything like that. The other thing that I need to buy some PVC pipe is they also, on the same brand, make these plugs for PVC pipes. So they have all these different diameters. You can see this is a huge one, all the way down to smaller diameter PVC. You just put this into the bottom. So I thought this was just absolutely a brilliant idea. I wish I thought of it, because it's awesome. You know, they're CNC'd clearly, and these things are just so convenient. You just put them in, and then when you're ready to cast, you just cast, and you know, it obviously doesn't leak. And then when it's cured, pop it out, blow the air. So cool. The other thing kind of on that line that I have a few of as well is they make pot levelers. So this is one for a 2.5 gallon one. I don't have any in the 5 gallon, but I believe they make those too. And what's really nice about these is they're actually, I've found, pretty versatile. I use them as weights a lot, I'll use some of them as weights in stabilizing. You can see one is over there because they've got holes in them and they're nice and heavy, and I know they're not gonna hurt or absorb, hurt the cactus juice or absorb anything. And I'll also use them as an extra platform too. Before I got my 5 gallon racks out of storage, all I had was my 2.5 gallon ones. And so, and I only had my 5 gallon pots. So I'd put, you know, 2 molds in here, but then I could put this top one on here and, you know, get more of a platform. So they're super versatile, but most importantly, their main use of leveling a pressure pot is really nice. I'll put them in here a lot when I'm doing, you know, a nice, just big single mold, and they're just really useful. So that is it from me. I'm sure that came out to be a really long video. It felt like it was a long one to me, but I just had so many updates for you all. Kind of the pros and cons of taking a long while in between videos, but that's not going to be happening anymore. That horizontal pressure pot video just went up already. Go check that out. And I'm going to be making a lot more videos soon. The resin river desk that I mentioned, that's going to be a video coming up soon. Definitely going to be trying out tons of these mica powders in fun ways once that goes live, and just tons of fun video ideas. And definitely comment down below if any of you have some that you'd like me to do as well. And just let me know how you all have been doing, what's new with you all. Would love to interact with you all as usual. And thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know what you all thought. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.